Picture this. You're a taxi driver in Ishinomaki, Japan, alone in your cab as the clock ticks past midnight. The streets are empty, cloaked in a heavy, unnatural stillness, the kind that makes your skin crawl. A figure steps out of the fog, a young woman, her clothes dripping wet, her face pale as moonlight, eyes hollow. She slips into your back seat, her voice barely a whisper as she gives an address. You drive, but the air grows colder, thicker, like the sea itself is breathing inside your car. When you glance in the rearview mirror, the seat's empty, but you swear you hear a faint, watery sob. March 11, 2011. A 9.0 magnitude earthquake tears through Japan's northeastern coast, summoning a tsunami from the depths of hell. Waves as tall as buildings, some reaching 40 meters, devour Ishinomaki, a quiet coastal city in Miyagi Prefecture. Over 3,000 of its people are swallowed by the black, churning water, part of the nearly 20,000 lives snuffed out across the region. The survivors are left with nothing but grief and a lingering dread, as if the tsunami left something behind, something that watches from the shadows. In the months and years that followed, whispers of the supernatural began to spread, voices in empty houses, figures standing in the surf, and, most chillingly, passengers who appear in taxis only to vanish into the night. In 2016, Yuka Kudo, a sociology student at Tōhoku Gakuin University, braved the city's haunted reputation to interview over 100 drivers. 7 drivers, their voices trembling, recounted nearly identical horrors. Passengers who materialized in their cabs gave destinations then dissolved into nothing. One driver, a grizzled man in his 50s, spoke of a night just months after the tsunami. A young woman, her hair matted with seaweed-like clumps, climbed into his cab. Her skin was clammy, her eyes unblinking, and she asked for the Miyagi district, a place now a desolate wasteland, erased by the waves.
That area's gone. The tsunami took it.
Have I died?
A chill stabbed his spine as he turned to look. The back seat was empty, but the air reeked of salt and decay. Another driver described a young man, his clothes sodden, who pointed to a hill shrouded in mist and rasped, "Take me there!" Halfway up, the driver felt a sudden weight lift, like a shadow passing. He glanced back. The man was gone, but the seat was damp, as if he'd brought the ocean with him. What fuels such horrors? Japan's Shinto beliefs offer a clue. Spirits are everywhere, in the wind, the waves, the earth itself. But those who die violently without closure are doomed to wander, their souls trapped in torment. The tsunami was a massacre of chaos. Bodies were lost to the deep, crematoriums stood powerless, and mass graves swallowed the dead without the rites to guide them to rest. Reverend Taiyo Kaneta, a Zen Buddhist priest, faced this darkness head-on. In Tōhoku's shattered towns, he met survivors plagued by more than grief. One man, after walking the tsunami's muddy ruins, collapsed, growling like an animal, his body writhing in the filth as he screamed, "Everyone's dead, so die!" He created Café de Monku, a gathering where survivors could share their terrors, from ghostly figures to voices in the night. But are these ghosts real, or born from broken minds? Sociologist Kiyoshi Kanabishi argues the latter. The tsunami didn't just kill, it shattered souls. Families were torn apart, futures erased, and survivors were left drowning in guilt and loss. The mind, desperate to make sense of it, might conjure phantoms, a dripping figure, a whispered question, a shadow in the back seat. Yet the driver's stories are visceral. One spoke of a chill that clung to his cab, another of wet footprints that appeared on his floor, vanishing by morning. For them, these weren't illusions, they were encounters with something beyond. The eerie silence of a ruined town, the weight of survivors' guilt, even the cold shimmer of the Pacific could trick the eye, or the soul. The terror of these stories has etched itself into Ishinomaki's soul. They've been chronicled in Ghosts of the Tsunami by Richard Lloyd Parry, and even reached shows like Unsolved Mysteries. But these aren't just tales to shiver at. Each ghostly passenger was someone's child, friend, lover, a life stolen by the waves, a story left dangling. The drivers unwittingly became their messengers, carrying the weight of the lost in every empty fare. Ishinomaki has clawed its way back. New streets gleam, shops bustle, and memorials stand silent, their stones carved with names that echo in the wind. But the shadows of 2011 linger, and the taxi driver stories are now folklore, a chilling reminder of what the sea took. These tales aren't just about fear, they're about a city's heart, broken yet beating, reaching for those it couldn't save. Whether you see spirits or sorrow, each vanished passenger carries the tsunami's truth. Loss that deep doesn't fade, it haunts. What do you think? Are these drivers meeting the restless dead, or is their grief summoning ghosts from the silence? Drop your thoughts below, and if you're hooked on the unexplained, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell. Want to dive deeper into Tōhoku's haunted legacy? Check the description for links to books, documentaries, and more. Thanks for riding through this chilling tale of Ishinomaki's ghosts. Stay curious if you dare, and I'll see you in the next one.